do what we wanna do. This here might not be for you. This what we wanna be. Up in the sand in the sun. Cannons and guns.
Hello guys, we're going to do Admiral W today. Sorry for the late upload, I had to tend to some things. But anyway, we're going to be doing Admiral W today. So as always, I'm going to bump my level up. And remember, as I always say, this is my suggested way to build, my kind of tips and tricks about the skills. Build and play how you wish, but I like to give you all a little stepping ground here, or stepping stone to build up. Now Admiral W is a tank. He is a heavy engage tank, and what that means is he goes to the front line and basically initiates the fight. So he goes in, initiates the fight, and the team follows up, or he pills for his carry. And I'll get into that in a different video altogether, but let's look at him real quick. So his standard attack, he swings his sword and he lashes out. Now his last attack has more range on it, remember that. So his first two swings, very short range. His last swing has a slight bit more range than his first two. Very slight, but it's important to note. So his passive, Pirate's Gift. Owing to his Iron Pirate's Will, Admiral W cannot be moved by enemy effects. This is like pushes and pulls. He can be grappled. I don't want there to be a misunderstanding there. He can be grappled. Alright, now his A, Captain's Slash. He swings his chain blade to do 97 plus your applicable damage based on your items that you're using. You can build Captain W. You can build Admiral W to be like attack heavy, but he's better as a tank, I promise. So here's the A, and it does have a little bit more range than his normal attacks as well. There's the A, has a lot more range actually, so you can definitely get to him. His Q is basically a yank. He throws his blade out and it hits them and it pulls them back. It pulls them back to them. He extends the chain blade into a harpoon-like strike, does applicable damage, and then does additional damage and pulls the enemy to Admiral W when the blade retracts. Decreases defense of the enemy's hit by 15% for 3 seconds. So there you go. There you have it. That's what it looks like right there. Now obviously you can pull them back and then slide into your A into your standard attacks. Your W is Black Mark. Basically, he spits ink on them. It does do damage, but the real reason why you want to do it is because it blinds them. When you actually get hit by this, it turns your screen kind of black. In addition to that, your standard attacks will miss. They will constantly miss. No matter what you do, once that happens, it misses. As long as you're in that state, it will miss. It says it right here in the skill. Blinded regular attacks always miss, and it decreases the movement speed of the enemy by 30%. So it's pretty savvy. Now this is something that actually keeps him in the fight pretty good. Drink Up. Admiral W chugs rum like a proper sailor. You're damn right. To restore 10 mana and gain drunkard status for 18 seconds, granting the following effects: increased defense by 10, increased health regen by 50%, and can stack up to 3 times. Whenever Admiral W takes damage, the duration is decreased by 1. Suffering any interference effects will also decrease the duration by 3 seconds. So the push pulls and all that. Cooldown only affected by unique items. So let's see what that looks like. Now you see up here, it tells me my stacks. I have 1 stack. It's ticking down. It's ticking down. Still has a cooldown while it's ticking down. I can do it again. I have 2 stacks. So it's ticking away. It's ticking away. It's ticking away. And now I can do it again. Max is 3 stacks. I cannot do it again to increase my stacks here. So my defense, as you see, is much higher than what it was a minute ago, because it was at 10, then 20, then 30. So I'm going to let 1 stack wear off so you guys can get a good visual of that. Like a really good visual of that. Like, da, 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 da. Boom, stack is gone at 20. Now I can re-up it. Basically, that's how that works. Now then. Alright, so what is his ultimate attack? So his ultimate attack is Release the Kraken. Summons the Kraken to do applicable damage to the enemy, but what it also does is it knocks them down. It downs them for 1.2 seconds. Everyone that it hits gets downed. So if I launch it, it all gets down. Now the important thing that I want you to notice about this attack is there is a delay. He swings his sword and then the animation for the Kraken actually happens. If someone knows this character really well and they are against you while you're playing this character, if they see you swing your sword, they can actually time their escape. But we're going to bypass that. Now you might ask, with the particular items. But let's look at this here. A few combos you could do with Admiral W. If you get close enough, you can ink somebody, pull them in, slap them with the A, and then just go ham on them. So again, you can ink them, slow them down, pull them in, slap them with the A. Or if you want to do it in a different way, you can pull them in, ink them so they're blinded so they can't attack you. Say you pull the carry in and you're low health or something. You pull them in, you blind them, the standard attack's not working, you just go nuts. By the time they come out of the blind, you could definitely do that. Or you could pull them in, blind them, slow them. They won't be able to get away from that because they are slowed. Alright, those are just a few quick combos. So let's look at the items. Titan combat boots, because again, he is a tank. He's supposed to be tanky. So get some defense and move speed on your side so you can get in there early and really mess with the team fight. So if the team is doing poorly or if the team's even doing great, you can get in there and just be a nuisance, right? Let's max those. Alright, and then the next item is Kraken's Heart. This enhances your ultimate ability, and what it does is it summons the Kraken immediately upon casting, so you'll be able to see the actual difference from what I just showed you with the ultimate a moment ago, where I swung my sword and then, like 0.5 seconds later, the Kraken actually appeared. But it also gives you a nice max health bonus, 250, 250, and then 200. It also gives you additional move speed plus 5%. In total, that gives you 700 additional health. So let's pop that bad boy in there. With just my boots and this one item finished, I have 3,260 health. It's pretty insane. Now let's look at this. The Kraken appeared a lot faster this time, instead of just, you know, stupidly slow as before. I don't really like that animation as far as that's concerned, but it's just how they put the character together. Anyway, so Titan suit. Defense, max health, max and health regen, defense and max health and health regen. Also, damage over time from enemies is negated, is decreased by 15%, and health restoration effects are increased by 15%. This actually does have a health restoration effect and increases health regen by 50%. So let's max that bad boy out and see where our health stands now. 3,560, and we're not done yet. So what's my next item here? Task Force Shield. Defense and max health. Yeah, you'll notice a pattern. I'm slapping the max health in here. Now, again, as I try to constantly say this, watch the way your match is going to see what item you want to build next. Don't just automatically have a set way that you build your items every single time. I know you may have like 10, even 20 games where building this particular way, this item next to this item next to this item may work, but I guarantee you there's going to be those games where that way does not work, and you're going to have to hop around on your grid. You're going to have to go like 1, 6, 3, 5, 4, or 1, 4, 2, 6, 5. It's just how it is. Anyway, so Task Force Shield. Max health, defense, health regen, cooldown reduction, and max health regen, cooldown reduction. It also increases defense in proportion to your max health. Look at the lowest max health I have to have in order for that to increase my defense. 3,500, and it'll give me defense plus 15. I've already got it. I'm already over it. Now, I'm going to increase other items first because I'm going to show you something. Now, again, Highwayman's Helm. I love this item. I absolutely love this item. I recommend putting a point into this early. Why? Because killing a minion or a monster restores 10% of your max health. So while you're in lane and you're helping your carry or helping whoever you're in lane with, you can actually pop a minion while you're fighting. And that is also something to note. This item will still activate if you are in a fight with another hyper and you kill a minion. It will restore your health during the fight. That might give you the small edge that you need to survive and possibly kill that hyper that you are fighting, or secure the kill for somebody else on your team. Very important. Small things like that do matter and do help. So we're going to max this out. And as far as the stats, it gives you defense, max health, and health regen. So max health plus 550, defense plus 20, and health regen plus 1,100%. My health at the moment, right now, before even finishing my build, is 4,110. Now, I'm going to go to Electric Shock Protector. This item's kind of a toss-up. Even I'll say you may or may not be able to find an item that better suits your particular playstyle or needs than this one. However, what it does for you gives you defense and lifesteal, max health again, here we go, defense and lifesteal. It also gives you attack plus 10% of your defense. Now, what does its enhancement do? When hit, sprays a 400 unit area with electromagnetic explosion, doing 76 plus 3% of your max health as damage. This is doing 3% of your max health as damage, guys. So I kind of want to give you an idea of what you're looking at here with 3% of your max health. And my max health is what? 40, Lord. It is 40 or 4,410. 3% of that, I'm doing 1,470. That's 3% of my max health. 3% of my max health. That's what that spray is. Of course, it's going to take into account their defenses and whatnot. But in addition to that, it has a max of 80 basic damage at level 10. So if it actually did straight up 3% of my max health, that's how much those sprays would be doing. But there is a cap on it. Just kind of wanted to hype that up a little bit. But I do like this item regardless. Anyway, it only activates when there's an enemy in range. So, I mean, that's a given. You have to be getting hit for it to activate. And the cooldown is 9 seconds. Cooldown reduced by 0.2 second every hit taken. So, now again, let's go back to Task Force Shield and see what we are looking at in the end. We have almost 5,000 health. We have 4,760. Our max mana is 100, and our attack is 88. We're not really concerned about our attack. Our defense is 240, and our move speed is 672. We're fast, we're hard to kill, and we're just a nuisance. We're pulling people, we're blinding people, we're slowing people, we're downing people. Admiral W is just insane for control in the game. If you want to play a tank that has heavy control, Admiral W is the one to play. He has a blind. He has a slow that is the blind. He has a pull that does % health damage. He has a down that's his ultimate and hits 3 times. In addition to that, he has a way to heal himself, to restore, and it stacks. And on top of that, increases his defense. He cannot be moved unless it's a grapple. Like, there's so many things that make him a good tank. The fact of the matter is, even when this game came out in PC, this character was slept on a lot. He is an insane tank. There are a lot of tanks that are really good, but he does what a lot of other tanks do, but better. Anyway, guys, that was my little guide and tips and tricks and whatever you want to call it for Admiral W. I hope it helps. I'm probably not going to have like a little fancy icon picture. Sorry about that. But I'll catch you guys on the next Hyper Thursday.